Hello, I'm Digital Kai, and welcome back to Reacting to True Story Animations. We're kind of just gonna make this intro kind of quick because these videos are quick. And yeah, we're looking at I'm Addicted to Eating Sand. This video is 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, so I love short videos. Let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Sandra.
Hey.
And I have a
Wait. Her name is Sandra, and she's addicted to eating sand? That's fake. This story's already fake.
weird addiction. It all started when I was a kid. My mom kept telling me to stop eating sand on the playground.
Yeah,
but
that's weird.
I didn't listen to her. I loved the crunch of grinding sand between my teeth
If that's the case, just eat granola. Eat like hemp seeds or something. Why are you gonna eat sand, weirdo?
way too much. That's why she stopped taking me to the playground.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I didn't care because I had enough sand at my school. I also learned that it tasted even better when I combined it with other food.
What?
Bubblegum mixed with sand was the best. I could
Ew.
chew and crunch it during class and no one knew about it.
Ugh.
This continued until I visited my dentist. When he looked at my teeth, he said, "Holy cow, what happened to you? It looks like you've been eating stones."
Okay. No dentist will ever say that. He will not look in your teeth and say, "Damn, what happened to you?" They wouldn't do that.
I lied and said, "I have no idea." That's why the dentist called the police and told them to investigate if my parents were grinding my teeth as some form of
What?
punishment. Only then, I admitted that I was eating more or less 1 glass of sand per day. Of course, everyone reacted confused because they thought that sand tasted awful. And afterward, my mom took me out of school, forbid me to leave our house, and started homeschooling me.
Yikes.
She was too worried I would continue eating sand and destroy my teeth.
Ugh.
Well, her plan worked until I moved out at 19.
Oh,
Now I was studying at
no.
college, but I quickly started taking sand from kids' playgrounds again.
Oh, you're weird, my dude. Wait a minute, you got your grown ass all up in the kids' play box where they piss and walk in and throw up in and you want to eat their sand? Girl, go to sleep.
So I could crunch and eat it at home.
Ugh.
It took less than 2 years until I had completely destroyed all of my back teeth. Of course, it was incredibly painful, but my dentist had the idea to pull out what was left of my back teeth and to replace them with metal teeth. Said and done,
What?
I mean, it looks terrible and was quite expensive.
Oh.
But now I can crunch as much sand as I want. But I also...
And I bet her breath stinks too. Like it smells like that like you know how when you wipe your ass after you shit and you smell that doo-doo on the toilet paper? That's what her breath smells like.
visited a psychologist
With metal.
who diagnosed me with an eating disorder called pica. It's a real disorder where people get addicted to eating sand, dirt, or other non-nutritional substances.
Ew.
With a lot of his help, I was able to switch from eating sand to eating ice. That's much healthier and offers a similar satisfying crunch.
Yeah, but
Of
your
course,
teeth.
I still sometimes eat sand, and when I had my first kiss 2 months ago, the guy asked me why I had sand on my lips. I told him, "It's because I'm addicted to eating sand, you stupid."
She just said that like it's normal, like
And he started laughing because he thought I was joking.
oh my goodness. Isn't sand like kind of like salty? Like isn't it like it's I don't know. That's funny. Alright guys, next story is called I Replaced My Wife with an 18-year-old Girl. Now, why do you guys do this? Why do you have a wife that you devoted? You said your vows to her. You probably had a few kids with her, bought a house with her, maybe own a couple cars under both your guys' names, and then you just dump her for a kid that's fresh out of high school? Freaking weirdos!
Hey, my name is Adrian, and I wanted to tell you
He sounds like a weirdo. Hi, my name is Adrian. Bro,
why I got rid of my wife of 10 years
Alright.
and then found a new girlfriend that is much younger than her. It all started about 2 years ago when I realized I wasn't happy in my marriage. My wife always complained and criticized me, and to make things worse, she'd gained some weight and wasn't as attractive as before.
Aw,
Meanwhile, at
what
my
a
work,
jerk.
everything was going great. I had just received a promotion, and we had an
Like, I get wanting to leave her after, like, her, like, nagging at you and just criticizing you and being a bitch to you. But come on, bro. Her weight should not give you the reason to leave her. Like, come on.
intern that was directly
be
reporting
changed.
to me. Her name was Joanne. She was only 18 back then, but we got along so well. I liked how she treated me with
That's so weird. Like, to me, 18 is not legal. Like, just because you were 17 and then, like, oh, I'm a minor, and then, like, it's your birthday, oh, all of a sudden you're legal. Like, that's really weird. Anybody who thinks, like, oh, yeah, it's okay to date her because she's 18, you have mental issues. Like,
so much admiration, like I was someone special. But when I got back home, my life turned dark again. My wife told me to bring out the trash or clean up the bathroom.
Bro, bitch, you were home the whole time. What the hell?
But there was no love or joy between us. Meanwhile, I started to obsess about Joanne
sick of each other.
and thought about her constantly, even when I was laying next to my wife in bed. I knew things needed to change, and I told my wife I wanted an open relationship.
I think at that point, if you feel the need to have an open relationship, that means you're looking at other people. The marriage needs to end right then and there, because most females do not want open relationships. They want you to themselves, and that's it. And if you don't want that, the marriage needs to be cut off.
When she said no, I got so angry and I said I wanted a divorce because she had become a fat Grinch. I immediately regretted what I said.
I wish my man would. Listen, I could be fat. That's okay. I don't need that to be announced to me, though. Like, that's grounds for getting your ass beat. Like,
but the damage was already done.
That's terrible.
And my wife was crying.
That's terrible,
To
bro.
make things worse, I'm not very good at saying sorry. So I just packed my stuff and left.
What a bitch.
Of course I felt bad afterwards. I never wanted to hurt my wife.
Well, you did.
And I wasn't sure if I had only broken up with her so I could date Joanne. Well, the next day at work, I asked Joanne out on a date. She got really excited and said, "Of course I want to go out with you." "But I thought you were married." "Yes, but I'm in the process of getting a divorce, so I'm free to do whatever I want," I responded.
Wow.
I can't describe how good it felt to be free again, and dating Joanne was the cherry on top of the ice cream. She
An
had so much
18-year-old
youthful
though?
energy, and we were always having a good time. But meanwhile, my wife kept on contacting me, saying she wanted us to try again. It got so
I mean, that's your wife. This is somebody you've known, like, almost your whole adult life. Like, just to throw her away for a little girl, like, bro.
knowing that at one point I wrote back to her saying, "No thanks. I've already found someone new. She's in good shape and appreciates me." Wow, I can't believe I said that to my own wife. I treated the person I once loved the most like dirty trash.
Yep.
But what I didn't expect was what my wife did next.
Uh-oh.
She somehow found out who my new girlfriend was.
Oh, yikes.
And when I went on a picnic with her, my wife stormed up at us screaming, "I know who she is. Your girlfriend has been sleeping around with everyone when she was in high school."
What?
Apparently, my wife got so mad about me dating an 18-year-old girl that she contacted Joanne's old high school friends to dig up dirt on her. Wow, I'd never seen my wife so mad before.
Well, I mean,
realized-
hell yeah, dude. You called her a fat Grinch. You told her that bro, you're cutting off the marriage to be with somebody else. I'd be pissed off too. If I was in like my late 40s or whatever, and my husband leaves me to go sleep with a 17-year-old, 18-year-old girl, I'd be pissed off too. Like, bro.
Is that our divorce had taken
That's
a big
insulting.
toll on her because she looked so exhausted and old. That day hit me hard,
And what are you, a fucking prize? Like, bro, you got old balls.
but I was able to forget about my wife by spending time with Joanne. It was so much fun to spend time with her in the beginning. But after a few weeks, I got bored of her too, and we
What?
broke up. Weirdly enough, right when I left Joanne's building and crossed the street, I got hit by a car.
Good.
It was a serious accident, and the doctors had to keep me in an artificial coma for 2 whole days.
Good.
When I woke up,
You deserve
I
it.
saw my wife.
There, see? The one that's down from you from the jump. See, right there by your bedside. Would Juliana be there with you? I don't know what her name is. Your wife's right there. Her fat ass is right there with you.
I was too weak to say anything. But I couldn't believe anyone would still love me, even after I had caused them so much pain.
Like, see? She's a down one. She said them vows because she's down for you, dude. You don't marry somebody because you just love them, bro. That means she'll do anything for you.
The
Vice
next
versa.
days, laying in the hospital gave me a lot of time to think. I came to the conclusion that the reason my marriage had been a disaster
Because of you.
wasn't my wife's fault, but my own fault. Because in our first year of being married, everything was great.
Of
We
course
always
it
helped
is.
each other. And I was so in love that I didn't even notice my wife had any flaws. But in our second year, I forgot our anniversary for the first time. And I also stopped saying I love you. And those small things are so important.
Yes, they are.
So once I could walk again, I immediately went back to my wife and asked her for forgiveness. I promised to treat her again like I did when we first met.
Like, I mean, sometimes guys need to go through that just to realize what they really have. You know, they have to go through those phases where it's like, you know, I gotta go seek out and go explore just to find out that what they already had was everything that they needed. So, I mean, good for him.
And luckily,
for the
she
glow up,
accepted my
I guess.
apology. Today, I'm petrified of destroying my relationship again. So I'm always buying her flowers and telling her how much I love her. Because
Good.
I think that's what a relationship is all about.
Yeah, and also taking out the trash, doing dishes, saying you're sorry, and kissing my feet. See?
It's about giving and caring.
Yeah.
It's not about taking and wanting.
Yeah.
Hey, let me know in the comments if you've ever been in a failing relationship.
I've never been in a failing relationship, so I would not personally understand. The wife deserves way better, gets replaced by an 18-year-old. Lol. She's gaining weight and wasn't attracted anymore. Kim, there are people dying. Okay. All right, guys. Last story for today is called "I Am Allergic to the Sun." Now, this one probably seemed believable because I mean there might be some UV rays in the sun that causes this girl to be allergic. Let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Sophia, and
Hey.
when I was a kid, me and my family always took trips to the beach. I can still remember how much I loved building sand
It's a crispy
castles and
mic.
playing with those cute little crabs.
Aw.
However, one day, I suddenly felt dizzy and
Oh.
noticed that I was completely covered in rashes and hives.
Ew.
I got scared and ran to my mom to tell her that something was wrong. However, my throat was so swollen that I couldn't even speak. My parents saw that I was suffocating and rushed me to the hospital. Luckily, the doctors were able to save my life.
Oh,
But
wow.
a few hours later, I got diagnosed with solar urticaria, or sun allergy. It
What?
means that whenever UV light rays hit my skin,
Yeah,
I
that's
get
what I was thinking. The UV rays from the sun hits her skin and it just cooks her. Like,
rashes that burn like fire.
I thought you were gonna say it burns like fuck.
To make things
Oh,
worse,
man.
my sun allergy is so extreme that I can't leave the house unless it's nighttime,
Oh no.
or unless I'm wearing a big sweatshirt that covers all of my skin.
Dang.
You can imagine how my whole life changed in an instant. The worst thing was going to school, because all my classmates could play on the schoolyard while I had to stay inside my classroom with the curtains closed.
Aw.
I felt so lonely, and I couldn't even go to the cafeteria to eat with my classmates because it had such big windows and no curtains. Suddenly, I was a complete loner without friends. I guess that's why I hated school, but life at home wasn't perfect either. I had to spend a lot of time with my evil brother. We hated each other, and he always told me that my sun allergy was ruining our family
Is it too late to abort this kid? Like, what kind of douchebag says shit like that?
because we couldn't go camping or go to the beach anymore.
Okay, you guys can go to the beach though. Like, she can, bro.
I also had nightmares where I tried to run away from the sun, but it would follow me into our basement. Once the
What?
sun rays hit me, rashes would form on my arms, with blue slime coming out of them.
What the heck?
And then I would slowly melt like a snowman on a beach.
Oh no.
But most of the time I spent laying in bed crying and wondering if any guy would ever be willing to date a misfit like me.
Oh,
I was about
stop.
to give up on life, but then my brother had his 13th birthday.
Okay.
My parents asked him if he had any wishes, and he said his only wish was to go back to the beach. My parents got mad at him
What
and
a
told him
dick.
to be considerate of my sun allergy and to stop talking about the beach. But he started crying,
Crack a
pointed
little
at me,
bitch.
and said I was an evil vampire that was scared of the sun and tried to suck the blood out of our family.
What 13-year-old boy acts like that? Like, bro, there's circumstances to why you guys don't go to the beach anymore. Like, get over it.
I remember feeling so terrible afterwards that I went to my mom and asked if she could bring me to a foster home because I didn't want to be a burden to our family anymore.
Aw.
Luckily, I have the greatest mom in the world, and she said that she would never ever leave me because she just loves me too much. I
Aw.
guess that's exactly what I needed to hear. Because the next day, I decided once and for all to stop being a victim of my sun allergy
Yeah.
and to finally take control of my life again. I joined an indoor hockey team to make new friends.
Mhm.
I bought a telescope and took my family out to the beach and watched the stars at night.
Yeah.
And I stopped thinking of my sun allergy as something bad that happened to me. And instead, I started to think of it as something good that happened for me and that made me become a stronger person. Now I'm in college, and people here are much more understanding.
Yeah.
Some even think it's cool that I have a sun allergy.
What?
And there was one cute guy who approached me and said he always wanted to date a good-looking vampire like me.
Hey, that's actually really cool. Like, she's literally a vampire. Because vampires, they don't come out during the day. Like, they wear, like, shades and, like, dark clothing. They cover their skin. That's actually cool. You're a legit vampire.
And I've also decided that if I should ever get married, that it will be during a solar eclipse, because that would be so romantic. I guess it sounds crazy, but at this point in my life, I'm truly grateful for my sun allergy. It taught me that the events in our lives don't control us, but that it's all about how we react to those events.
Right.
The first 2 years after I developed my sun allergy, I couldn't stop pitying myself, and I spent every night crying myself to sleep and wondering why life was so unfair to me. However, now I've realized that complaining about things you can't control doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time and energy. Instead, I tried to only focus on those things that I do have control over.
All
like
right.
Studying for...
All right. Now you're just talking out your ass at this point. All right, guys, gonna be it for today's video. I think we watched like 3 stories. I think it's been like 3 stories. They were pretty cool, short, sweet, simple, and to the point. That's how we like it over here. But yeah, being allergic to the sun, I think her allergy is probably the coolest that I've ever seen, like, on this channel. Like, I've seen allergic to water, allergic to food, allergic to, I think another one was eating or some dumb shit, I don't know, but this one's pretty cool. She's literally a vampire. Like, I think it's really awesome. But yeah, if you guys want to see more true animation stories, be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, I will catch you guys in my next upload, whenever the hell that is, of course. I mean, allergic to the sun, that girl is a living vampire.